Welcome back, guys. My name is Skullmember, and today I want to talk about something different. But first of all, my apologies for how I sound. I am rather ill at the moment, but we're going to get this video out of the way. We're going to talk about cap circles and what planes should go there and what they all do. So let's get into the first one. We'll start off with the garrison. The garrison provides 3 resources every 5 seconds. If you go in there, there is going to be a few defenses. The defenses in plane-wise is going to be a heavy and there's going to be light fighters. There's also going to be armored buildings, there's going to be unarmored buildings, there's going to be unarmed AA and armed AA, as you can see right there on the picture. Everybody could go here. You can take out the ADA that's flying around and flip it, or you can shoot every single ground target on the floor and probably flip it before you destroy everything. Any plane can go to a garrison and flip it on its own. So if you're a heavy fighter, go in. If you're a light fighter, go in, multi-role, anything can go there. Then, if we look at the command center, command center calls in bomber flights to attack enemy ground targets and provides 3 resources every 5 seconds. The sector defense in there is going to be light fighters, unarmored AA, armored AA, unarmored buildings, and armored buildings. When you go in here with, let's say, a fighter or a heavy fighter, when you kill every single ADA in that base, there is a chance that you will not flip the base. You probably have to shoot 1 or 2 ground sections. So when you're a fighter, go in, do your damage, kill all the ADA. If you have good guns, you can try and kill unarmored targets that are in that base. I would not recommend you using a fighter to shoot at armored targets, neither with a heavy fighter. Let that to the GAAs. So normally what I do is I come into a command center, I kill the ADA that's flying around, and then I get out and let the GAAs or the bombers or any multi-roles that have bombs or rockets take the base, because as a fighter you're no longer very useful there. You're better off flying to a different spot and hopefully helping out your team somewhere else. Now we're getting to an interesting one, and that is the mining plant. It provides an additional 80 resources every 120 seconds. That's it. It doesn't give you 3 points per second or per 5 seconds. Only 120, only 80 every 120 seconds. This is where I see a lot of people make mistakes. When you go into a mining plant, there is armored AA, which is only high altitude AAs. And there's armored buildings, and there's maybe a few here and there which are unarmored. You don't want to go in here with a fighter. There is nothing for you to do here. Don't take your fighters in here. The only what you want to take in here is bombers, GAAs, and maybe heavies or multi-roles that are good at supporting GAA or defending the GAA. If there's nothing else, there's no enemies whatsoever, you only want to see bombers in there and GAAs. For the rest, there is you. If you have a fighter, don't go there. If you have a multi-role, drop all your armaments, drop your rockets, drop your bombs in there, and get out. You're not useful in a mining plant, and a lot of people I see taking the Spitfires into a mining plant, and it's just not helpful. You are way better off taking your plane somewhere else. So if you see a mining plant, you can only go there to be useful if there's enemy planes there as well. So if you're a fighter and you see GAAs, I mean, you can go in there and help out, but probably there's going to be multi-roles or there's going to be heavy fighters that are going to deal with the GAAs there. So don't go and use your light fighter or your heavy fighter shooting at armored targets, because it's just not helpful. Let this entire mining plant to GAAs and bombers, and the only reason you want to get in there is to kill GAAs and bombers. Right, so let's go to the next bit. So when we look here, the new one on this picture is the forward airstrip. The forward airstrip can be selected as a spawn point for reinforcement aircrafts and provides 3 resources every 5 seconds. This particular base will be defended by light fighters, unarmored AA, and also unarmored targets. You can take the base by killing all the ADA that's flying around, but you cannot take the base by just shooting all the ground targets. So what you want to do is go in here with fighters, heavy fighters, multi-roles. I would not suffice GAAs or bombers to go in here, because you won't be as much of a help as anywhere else on the map. So if you're flying like I said, a fighter, multi-role, or a heavy fighter, go in here and help out. Don't go in here with anything else. I mean, if there's nothing else left, yes, you can go in there. It's normally a very easy one to flip, but it's also one that is going to be heavily attacked by the enemy team, because for some reason people are very focused on airfields, and they really like airfields, even though it's the only thing that's helpful for it is a spawn point and nothing else. So sometimes you'll see people go into it for no apparent reason. So, you know, go for it. Don't go in it with a GAA or a bomber. Maybe when you fly past it, you know, drop your bombs and do stuff and keep going, because you're going to be helpful somewhere else. Right, next one. On this one, we have an airbase. An airbase is what it says, the description of it is, can be selected as a spawn point for reinforcement aircraft, allows a new available aircraft of the same tier to be selected, and reduces the spawn time for all new aircraft by 10 seconds. Allows aircraft durability to be restored and critically damaged to be repaired. So these are the ones when you're flying around that have a little wrench on it. So you know, oh, this is where I can repair my plane. Also, if you die, you're able to choose any other plane that you want, as long as it's the same tier. This one will be defended by light fighters, heavy fighters, AA, and there is going to be unarmored targets. This point is probably going to be heavily attacked by both sides, by your team and by the enemy team, because for some reason these are always in the middle and they are a high point of interest. So when you go in and you kill the ADA, you flip it, you're going to make sure that you're going to keep it, because there's going to be a lot of people. Any sort of plane could go in here, but I would still say no to GAAs or bombers. Just like the airstrip, the airbase is not very helpful for GAAs and bombers, because you can blow stuff up and the base will not flip until you kill 2 in the air. So it's a bit like an reversed command center. The command center, you can kill all the ADA and then you need to kill about 2 sections on the floor for the for it to flip. And the airbase is pretty much the same. You destroy everything on the floor, you still need to kill 2 ADA. So if you're flying past it and you have your armaments ready, drop them, you know, destroy whatever you can and keep going, because there's probably different points that people want you to have. So for the rest, multi-role, fighters, heavy fighters, they can go here and hold it, take it over. I mean, if you're going to have, like, say, Yak 15s or Yak 30s or A7Ms, all the ones that are Spitfires, all the ones that are very good at turning, they will probably defend the airbase 100%, because, one, you can get a lot of kills and it's very, very easy to do so. So you'll see that a lot of people will go for this point. Which also makes a very interesting thing to do, is that when you see that there's an airbase in the game, a lot of people will focus that and forget about all the points around it, like garrisons or command centers. So if you want to win in a strategic way, go and get everything around it and then get the airbase. So, right, then we have one more. So let's have a look at the last one that we have. So, this one I had to look up because apparently I forgot to make a picture of it while I was in game. Is the military base, which is a little circle with a rocket on it. It's normally only defended by 2 heavy fighters, and then on the floor you will find armored buildings and armored AA and normal AA. On this place, a lot of people will go to instant when they have a fighter. I am not 100% agreeing with this. I understand why they do it, but most of the times you're a bit useless if you go there. So you want to go in here with a heavy to take out probably the heavies up top, and GAAs and bombers want to go in here as fast as they can and try and flip it, because it's a very important base. Because what happens when you take the base, every so many seconds, I'm not sure how many seconds anymore, it will fire a rocket at a enemy base, and then through that, after a few times, it will flip the enemy base. A lot of people go here instantly with fighters and multi-roles and everything they have. They'll go in there and fight. The only way that is helpful, if you go in there and you know there's going to be an enemy team. If the enemy team doesn't turn up there, they're going to be capturing other stuff while you're just flying around in your fighter doing nothing over there. So what I normally do is I go to a garrison or an airfield which is next to it, near it. I'll grab that and then I'll go to the military base. Because when I've grabbed those garrisons first, I'll get a few points every 5 seconds. and then I go in towards the military base, and hopefully they didn't flip it yet, and then you have something to fight for, because if there's no one there, you're going to be useless. So GAAs and bombers, that's all you want to go there. That's it, nothing else. Except if you know that the enemy is going to be there in heavy numbers, then go there with your fighters and your heavy fighters, because then you can flip it just as fast. Right, and that should cover all the pictures and all the bases we have. I'll make a video as well to show you what your best place is to go if you have what kind of plane, but I need to get some footage for that, and then we'll sort it out and get you a new video for that. So I hope this is kind of cleared things up. If it confused you even more, let it know in the comments below. I really appreciate you all watching. If you liked it, please do hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, because I upload videos about every Tuesday and every Thursday for World of Warplanes. So thank you for watching, hope you all enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.